the very edge of space.
I feel when we do space, I think we need some dramatic music. I've set this up. Ready for a bit of cocoa?
I hope this is going to work.
Here we go. Carry on.
To the very edge of the solar system, where the vast expanses of darkness could be hiding a mystery.
Yes. In there, somewhere, is a planet circling our sun which has never been seen by astronomers. Today, scientists are asking amateur stargazers to help answer the question.
They are. More on how you can get involved in a moment. But first, the music's distracting you. Let's have a look at what we know so far.
Well, I think.
This whole planet thing in the studio absolutely fantastic. I love talking about space.
That's what we needed, the music.
It was, you're right. With us here, so Carol Mundell, Professor in Extragalactic Astronomy at the University of Bath.
Good morning.
Good morning. So just tell us this idea. So the idea is there is this planet out there that nobody's seen yet. That's right.
So we've seen what we think is the gravitational effect of a planet that's probably about 10 times more massive than the Earth and maybe about 4 times the size of the Earth. Right. And we see its effect on the other bodies in the outer solar system. So it's actually having a little bit of a gravitational pull, if you like. And so when theorists have actually calculated the orbits and added up all the mass that should be out there, there's a bit that's missing, and that's what we think is in this extra planet.
It might be an ignorant question, but if it's so big, why don't we know where it is? We can see the effect of it, but we can't see the planet itself.
Well, it's actually very far away. It's out in a region in the solar system called the Kuiper belt. So it's actually, Pluto is actually also part of that part of the solar system. But to give you some kind of sense of distance scales, if London was where the sun is, the Earth would be roughly the North Circular Road about Brent's Cross. Right. Salford would be out where Pluto is, so we'd be out in the darker regions of the solar system. Yes. And this hidden planet is out somewhere in the mid-Atlantic or over in the western United States. Okay. Right. So it's much, much further away, and therefore it's much harder to see. It's also very cool, and it won't be shining like a star. Stars produce their own light, whereas planets actually have to reflect light.
And the idea is that trying to get members of the public involved in this search for Planet 9.
That's right.
So how?
Well, there's a telescope down in Australia called skymapper. It's about 1.3 metres in size, and it's a robotic telescope. And it's actually been taking photographs of all of the southern sky. And so there are literally hundreds and thousands of these photographs, too many for professional astronomers to look through an eyeball. So the idea is actually to get anybody who has a computer, who has access to the internet, can actually look through these photographs. And the idea is that you'll actually look through, see if you see something new, click on it, and all of that information will then go back to astronomers.
How will you know it's new?
Well, you'll be guided through, there'll be a little tutorial, but you'll be just comparing one photograph with another photograph. So it's kind of like spot the difference, really.
So for amateur astrologers, this is...
Astronomers.
Yes.
No Russell Grant here, is there? No, astronomers. This is really exciting.
It's very exciting.
What a moment this could be. If you find this planet, you could name the planet.
Well, you can help name the planet,
right.
put it that way. So there are some quite clear rules. Well, the International Astronomical Union has some very clear rules about it. So we won't have planet face, unfortunately.
And what are the rules? I mean, they have to be from a certain set of names?
That's right. So they actually have a catalogue, and you will have some, say in it, but they will actually be probably an international vote as well.
Now, you said eyeball the photographs. I'm interested that there's not, given this age of technology we live in, there isn't a piece of technology that can do it better than the human eye.
Well, there is. I mean, we do this. My team at Bath do this as well, and we actually look for new black holes in the universe. And we have software that looks through photographs automatically to see the flashes from the material around these black holes when they form. But actually, the eye is much more sensitive than software. So if you ask software to go down to the very base level of the photograph, you'll get lots of false positives, and that's actually quite expensive to figure out whether there really is something there or not. So we can go down automatically to a certain level, a bit like slicing down through an iceberg.
Yes.
But as you get close to the bottom, the eye is much more sensitive. So it's better to have literally hundreds and thousands, maybe millions of people all doing this. And then you also get some duplication, so you get a bit of sanity checking. So it's really exciting.
If there's a planet 9, could there be a 10, an 11, and what else?
There are all sorts of things out there in the Kuiper belt, and I think this is what's so exciting. We're just starting to have a really new view of the solar system. In fact, scientifically it's very important to find these bodies because it will give us a completely new idea about how the solar system formed and how ultimately Earth formed and evolved.
And is this a good way for people, like me or children, whoever it is, to sort of get involved and start being part of an experiment?
I think it's great that, citizens, we call it citizen science because, the general public can actually be involved in professional level astrophysics. I think that's really exciting.
Astronomy. Don't make that astrology mistake.
Indeed.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
fascinating. And people can go and they can start now looking forward to
If
it.
they watch Stargazing Live, I'll give them all the guide,
Okay,
and I
fine.
think it should be on your website. There's a link.
Exciting stuff. So you can find out more by watching BBC Two Stargazing Live, which begins tonight
And it's live from Australia.
and is actually live from Australia. So yeah,
Is that the same place with a massive telescope? It's like it's planned, isn't it?
almost like this studio.
Yeah. I like this new lighting.
Should we just have the planets from now on?
Yeah.
I think so. I would
Very
agree.
nice. Quite
You
big
love that
sport, isn't it?
super
Very calm.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you as always.